Welcome back. In this video, I just wanted to show you how much money our solar panels have saved us. We have had our solar panels for just over 1 year now, and so I thought it would be nice to do a little annual checkup to see if they were worth it. If you watched my previous video on solar panels, you'll know that it was a bit of a hassle getting them, but once we got them, it's been pretty smooth since we managed to get the interest-free loan from the government as well, and that is currently being paid off monthly for the next 10 years, so we have just under 9 years left on that. And we were extremely fortunate to get in early enough to get the $5,000 grant that was available by the government as well. I did have a video discussing what some of our options were when we got that $5,000 grant, and in the end we did decide to invest it, and I'll have a little bit more on that at the end of this video. Now, when we did get the solar panels installed, the installer did talk about the Solar Club, and he actually recommended a company called Foothills Energy Co-op, and they were part of this Solar Club, and many electricity companies are a part of this program. And what you can do is, on the seasons that are sunny and warm, and you're creating lots of energy, you can actually sign on for a higher rate. So here you can see it 33 cents per kilowatt hour. And then in the winter months, or the months that don't provide as much sunlight, you can go back to their low rate, and currently it's at 8.49 cents per kilowatt hour. And when I was looking at this a year ago, it was 30 cents for their high rate and about 10 cents per kilowatt hour for their low rate. And we were with NMAX at the time, and we locked in a 5-year rate at 6.89 cents per kilowatt hour, and I didn't want to give that up if I didn't have to. And I had learned about NMAX's seasonal solar program. This works similar to the Solar Club. During the high sun months, I can lock in at 30 cents per kilowatt hour, and in the lower season, then I can just go back to my 6.89 cents per kilowatt hour. So that means during the high season, any electricity that my solar panels create that I don't use, I can sell back to the grid at 30 cents per kilowatt hour. And then in the winter months, when I don't create as much energy, then I go back to the 6.89 cents. And those are the months that I am using more energy than I am getting created by my solar panels. And how do I track all this? There's an app that we have with our solar panels called Solar Edge, and it keeps track. You can see what we're currently creating today. It's a nice sunny day in the middle of October here. You can see what we've created during the week, and here's the month-long data, and you can export all of this data onto spreadsheets. And so, being the spreadsheet nerd that I am, that's exactly what I've done. I've been tracking all the solar creation since we got them, and this is mostly so that I know when to convert back and forth from the season or solar. And you can see here, October 31st, 2024, that's the day I decided to take off the seasonal solar and go back to the low rate, that's 6.89 cents per kilowatt hour. And you can see I timed that fairly well. Going back a few years, we determined that our daily usage for electricity was between 14 and 16 kilowatt hours per day. And so I was keeping track and seeing when our daily creation was below that 16 kilowatt hours. And then you can see here on March 23rd, 2025, I decided to go back to the seasonal solar. There was a couple of really nice days before that, so I decided to flick the switch and make the change to the 30 cents, and it did bite me a little bit. You can see there's some low energy creation days after that. There's even a zero. We had a snowstorm on April 2nd there, but then shortly after that, there was a lot of energy being created, well over the 14 to 16 kilowatt hours that we use per day. I wanted to show you our bill. It has been fairly lucrative during the summer months. You can see here on our electricity bill that we do have credits. We now have a total credit of $113.64. That is a credit. We do pay the electricity and the natural gas on this bill, and you can see that those credits have built up over the last few months. We actually haven't paid much on the electricity and natural gas bill in quite a while. From my spreadsheets, I took all the data, all our bill payments from 2023 till current. You can see what our bill was from NMAX, again, both electricity and natural gas, and you can see in our first year usage, we ended up not paying any bills in September, October, or November, completely free. Those credits just built up. We did get our solar panels in the beginning of July, so there was some missed months in there for sure, but you can see now we didn't end up paying a bill in July, August, September, or October, and I'm anticipating my November bill is going to be completely free as well. And you can see my June bill was extremely low, $60. I imagine my December bill will be low as well. So there's several months in which I don't even pay for my natural gas or electricity because my solar panels are producing enough energy to pay for that. I have been keeping track on how much money I have been saving from the solar panels. You can see there's the monthly amounts and the cumulative amount there as well. You can see that we started producing energy on July 4th, 2024. And in those first 20 days-ish, we saved $171.15 and so on. And so I've got the monthly saved and then the cumulative amount there. And so when I update the cost of the solar panels, you'll see here that those are all the costs that I had for the solar panels. We had to get the pre-retrofit, the post-retrofit, and then we had to put a 15% down and then the rest of the 85%. But then we got the Greener Home grant for $5,000 and the government also gave us the $600 back for the retrofits. And so the final cost was $8,837.50 for the solar panels. Over the first year, in just energy savings, we saved $1,542.49. I've got this extra cell here from the Greener Home grant, and because we ended up investing that $5,000 into the stock market, that $5,000 actually grew 22.7%, which is outstanding, and I know I can't count on that growth year over year over year, but we actually turned that $5,000 into $6,135 over that year. And so there's $1,135 in growth from that $5,000 investment. So in total, when I calculate the energy savings plus the growth of that $5,000 that we got from the Greener Home grant, we ended up saving $2,677.49 in the first year. Now, if that were to continue, the solar panels would be paid off in 3.3 years, which is outstanding. But again, I get that I'm not going to get that 22.7% growth every single month. And who knows, maybe we have cloudier months than we have right now or whatever. But based on the data right now, it says 3.3%. And if I don't include the growth of that $5,000 investment, it would only take 5.73 years. And paying off the solar panels in less than 6 years is outstanding. And I know most of you weren't eligible to get that $5,000 grant. So if I didn't include that $5,000 grant, you can see that it would take 9.36 years to pay off the solar panels with the energy creation from them. So were the solar panels worth it? For us, absolutely. I mean, we got lucky with that grant. That grant really helps us out. I mean, without the grant though, it still takes about 9 years to pay them off, which is still pretty good. And I know that costs for solar panels are coming down, which is great as well. But for us, we love our solar panels. I hope this video has been informative for you. And if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe below and have a wonderful day.